Every time corruption surfaces inside policing, we hear the same phrase: it's just a few bad apples. But that phrase only applies when the problem is small, it's contained, and clearly understood. And that is not what we are dealing with here. What we're looking at is organized criminal activity involving sworn police officers, including supervisors, operating inside of one of Canada's largest police services, with links now reaching beyond that single service. And the most serious issue isn't just what's been uncovered. It's how much remains unanswered, and who is actually empowered to answer those questions. What we know: there are a number of police officers that have been charged, and these are not junior officers. These are not isolated actors. These include experienced officers and supervisors, people responsible for the oversight and discipline. The police charges that are alleged, these are alleged charges, include the following: lots of drug trafficking involving multiple substances. Named were oxycodone, cocaine, Xanax, Adderall, MDMA. There were weapons offenses, obstruct justice charges, misuse of police databases, sharing restricted law enforcement intelligence, theft, and the resale of police property, including police uniforms. Who knows what other charges have not yet been added or yet will be added? The activity here was not accidental. It's not spontaneous. It didn't happen in isolation. It required coordination, planning, access, trust, and time. By definition, that is organized crime, not just police misconduct. Now, this distinction matters. Misconduct is a failure to follow rules. Organized crime is a decision to exploit systems while appearing to comply with them. Policies, procedures, and audits by the Inspector General of Policing, they're really designed to catch things like errors, negligence, maybe poor judgment, but they are not designed to uncover intentional criminal networks that are operating inside institutions. They don't follow policy, organized crime. They don't follow process. So when the oversight bodies emphasize process reviews and policy compliance, the public should really take a pause. Because criminal conspiracies do not collapse under paperwork, policy, and procedure audits. What makes this situation serious isn't just what we know. It's what we don't know. What we don't know yet. We don't know how long this activity went on for. We don't know whether others were aware but not charged by the police, which units or databases were compromised, how widely police intelligence was accessed or shared. We don't know the true breadth of the offenses that were committed yet. And one fact should concern everyone. Police uniforms were alleged to have been taken and provided to organized crime. Not lost, not misplaced, uniforms given to organized crime criminals. The intent behind that remains publicly unexplained at this point, but think of what implications are for that with those uniforms out there. There is no clear indication that any independent body is investigating the criminal parts of this. Policing depends on public trust. That trust requires confidence that the corruption will be investigated without fear or favor. But today, police are investigating police. This has been a complaint for decades. Oversight bodies are reviewing processes, not criminal conduct. No single independent agency has publicly assumed the responsibility for examining this as organized crime. Only the York Regional Police, who are not independent from police. That does not mean that wrongdoing is being ignored, but it does mean that the response is structurally limited. And structural limits are exactly where organized corruption survives. This problem is not new. A senior Canadian justice official, the Honourable Justice Michael Tulloch, previously conducted a comprehensive review of all police oversight and warned about gaps in the mandates and accountability across the time and across the system. Those warnings matter now, because this case is testing whether our oversight model is capable of confronting corruption at scale, or only managing the appearance of it. This isn't about attacking police, it's about protecting the good officers, restoring public confidence, and confronting corruption honestly. In part 2 of this series, I'll break down why the current oversight systems cannot meet this challenge, who is responsible for what and who isn't, and how accountability falls into the cracks. Because until that gap is addressed, this story is not over.